out of the park.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Pro Baseball Experience, Season 26, Week 1, Day 3 action. I'm your host, Legally Blind Gamer. I hope everybody's having a good night tonight so far. A lot of games for us to cover tonight. Plenty of majors and minors games featured here. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and introduce our co-hosts, starting off with my former general manager and great friend, been in the league for quite some time now. Took a big chance on me in the season 11 draft, drafted me 4th overall, traded up to get to me. Really proud of that fact. But anyways, welcome, Rabbit Sponge. How's it going, Rabbit Sponge?
Buongiorno.
Awesome, and hope you're having a good night tonight. And our next guest here is our, of course, co-host for the past 7 seasons, was here with me last night, PBE Commissioner Hummus God. How's it going, Hummus God?
It's going well. Today was kind of a crazy day, waking up, seeing a building I grew up 15 minutes from just totally collapsing on itself. Luckily, they've been able to recover a decent amount of people, but last I checked, there's almost 100 people unaccounted for. So, just praying for that we can, find them. But, looking forward to tonight. Was looking forward to tonight all day. Hopefully this makes the mood better.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm praying for those people as well. All right, so we got a big night in store, several quick sim days, several featured matches here, a couple of prime times as well. Our first featured matchup tonight is going to be on our second day, and that's going to be the Lemurs and the Mounties. But it looks like we have a quick sim today. I want to thank Casey Colby. Casey Colby, part of our wonderful stats team, gave me some quick info here for all the different matchups and some of the players. Let me read something here about the quick sim stats. Approximately 94.5% of all games are quick simmed, the same percentage for majors and minors until the final stream of the season. The average full day of quick sims, majors and minors combined, has taken 11 minutes and 16 seconds, longer if having to read out stats about them as well. So, that's some pretty interesting info. 11 minutes per quick sim day. I guess with the full teams, So that's quite an achievement to be able to, hopefully get that down here in the next season. I know it's something the sim team's working on. But all right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here with quick simming. The way it's going to work tonight is, since there are 3 co-hosts tonight, we're going to do 3 innings for each of us, and we'll rotate through the games so that we all get different innings each time. And we're going to switch off here with the quick sims. And since we do have a co-host, extra co-host here tonight, we're going to go ahead and let them get started with our first matchup here of the Crabs and the Surge.
Well, it looks like the Crabs take this one as they top the Surge 5-3. Just quick look here at the batting. Camden and Long seem to have themselves a good day, as well as Meredith and Buckley. Moving down the list, Mr. Nguyen is going to take the win as Daring last 6 innings, and Graves is going to get the loss out of the pen.
All right, and that'll take us to our next game with Hummus God.
Aviators win 7-2 at New York. Checking out batting. It's like a pretty straightforward win. 2 RBI for Geist. Only two runs scored for New York. But Drockenberg went 3 for 5. Good game for them. Cato with the win. Sevart with the loss. Tex Walker, want to go check her stats. Bottom of the order there for OBX. Went 2 for 2, 3 runs scored and a ribby and a walk. So pretty much a perfect day at the plate for Tex Walker.
Nice. And that takes us to all of our former team, the Vandals, versus my other former team, the Raptors. And the Vandals win this one. 3-hit shutout over the Raptors with a score of 2-0. 6 hits for the Vandals. Taking a look at our batting here, we do have 2 RBIs here from Sack Lodge, and single hits only on the other side. For Vancouver pitching, Pressing in relief gets their first win. Boise in relief gets Paul gets their first loss, and Alex Johnson is your player of the game. Johnson 7.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 117 pitches.
So up, we got the Sloss versus Maui. Maui cannot get their second win of the season as the Sloss take this one at 6-1 on 8 hits. Pork Jack Sandwich is knocked out too, but it's Knox with 2 hits and 4 RBIs with a couple single hits on the other side. Mr. Windsor is going to take the W for San Antonio as Evans takes the L, and no surprise here, Mr. Knox is your player of the game.
And the Demons destroy my Supernovas 9-1 at home. It looks like Armstrong had a good game, went 3 for 3 with 3 doubles and a walk, scored twice. So great game for Armstrong. 4 ribbies as well. Fug got the start, takes the loss. It's bad for my fantasy team. Mitchell did the opposite, got the win. And Stretch Armstrong's your player of the game. Ties the Detroit regular season record for doubles with 3. Despite Mitchell giving up no run, went 8 scoreless. So not a good game for Fug.
And that takes us now to the Stars in the Apex. Stars getting above 500 here now with a 7-6 record, beating the Apex 4-3, getting 1 in the top of the 9th inning there. 9 hits to 6 in this one. Taking a look at our batting, we have 3 RBIs here from Rose over on the Nashville side, and 2 hits each for Tsunami and Twift over on Indianapolis. Nashville pitching in relief, Cletus Florida Man getting their first win this season and their second blown save. Giovanni Sanchez, former Dynamo, getting their first save of the season. Indianapolis on their side, Shinkansen taking their first loss, and player of the game is Thomas Rose.
Seattle beats up on Cancun, a battle of the bottom here. 2 innings in the 9th, they're going to give them the 4-1 win. As Al Bunty is able to put 2 hits out for Seattle, most on that side, and Mr. Esposito answers with 2 of his own. Robert takes the L in just 6 innings pitch as Maddox Jr. gets the W for his 7-inning start, and Maddox is your player of the game.
Beauregard helps New Orleans cruise to an 11-3 win. So another straightforward win here. 4 ribbies for Gustave Beauregard. 2 ribbies for Alderson. 3 for Valor. Everybody getting in on the action. Hafner went 2 for 4. The Rook. McDougal got the win. Sims got the loss. Gave up 6 in 1.2 innings. And Beauregard is your player of the game. Beauregard. I got to get that right.
Beauregard. And that takes us now to the minors, and our first game for the minors here is going to be the Bears and the Hepcats. Hepcats winning this one, getting to 500, 7-7 now. Going to the 11th inning, Cruz hit a walk-off scoring double against Armora. Let's see here, 14 hits to 19. Wow. God, that's over 30 hits there. Yeah, and a walk-off. Looking at our batting here with all these hits, multi-hit games all the way down the line. But Stevie Steve with 3 hits and 3 RBIs looking the best over there on Bruce City side. And it looks like 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Batista for Kansas City. On the pitching end for Bruce City, in relief, Economides getting their first loss and first blown save. Over on the other side, Winters their first blown save, and Sexy their first win. Player of the game is Stevie Steve.
Next up here, we got the Wheelers and the Swifties. Swifties going to take this one 6-4 on a good middle half of that game. Multiple hits going on State College side, but the dude is going 3 for 3. And a couple multi-hit games in Anchorage. Going down to the pitching, we're going to say Gusto takes the L in just 4 innings pitched, as the win's going to go to T2 out of the pen, and this dude, sorry, not the dude, is going to get the player of the game.
And Kingpins stymie the Dillos, take 8-1 win, 15 hits to 6. So we could stay on the Kingpins bats to crush fam. 3 hits for Justice and Duncan. 2 ribbies for Lane and Worth. And Alcott got the start. Luciano with the win, Nini with the loss, and Justice, as mentioned, Sachs Justice gets player of the game.
And that takes us now to My Dynamos versus the Firehawks. And the Firehawks, oh man, Firehawks win this one 5-4. That's a bummer. 11 hits to 8. Looking at our batting here for California, 2 runs, 3 hits for Encarnacion. 3 hits as well for Sla Seco. Over on the Dallas side, Kay Faraday with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Pitching-wise for California, Grimes getting their second win, McThornbody their first hold, and Branson their third save. And for the Dynamos, Lefty Bones taking their second loss this season. Player of the game is Robert Grimes.
We're going to finish ourselves off here with a battle of animals, as the Lemurs are going to beat up on the Mounties. 4-3 close game. 3 runs scored in the last 2 innings to sneak this one out. Fighting House gets a pair of hits on Kingston's side, but a bunch of singles going on Louisville, with McGee getting 2 ribbies. The win's obviously going to come out of the pen with Krat and the L to Walrus, and Rin Kagamini is going to get the player of the game.
And that's going to finish us off for this sim day. And we're going to go ahead and advance and move on to our first featured sim, and that is going to be the Lemurs versus the Mounties. And while I pull up the matchups here, I'm not sure who the moderator is today, but if you'd like to get a prediction going, we can go ahead and get that started while we take a look at our matchups here. Looks like 6-3 in the Lemurs' favor batting-wise, and especially up near the top part of the lineup too. So Lemurs with a decent advantage here batting, but the Mounties with the pitching here, Kagamine, looks like they're gonna, even with just a 29 overall, still 2 above Crimps. So we'll have to see how that goes in the pitching department. But Lemurs doing really well this season. A lot of high-scoring games. Expect them to do pretty well. I don't see any predictions going yet. Hummus, did you want to get one started?
I got you. Let me think here. Got to start with the errors bet.
All right. 1.5.
Always, yeah.
Always. Yeah, that seems about right.
Over under 1.5 errors. Bet is live.
Let me pull that up here, see how we do.
It's minor league nights, which means sloppy baseball is the norm, especially late in games when you got those minor league relievers checking in. So,
right.
Hopefully we get some good games. We had a fun walk-off last night, a Jimbo Slice walking off on a solo shot. So, just hoping for some close games and some entertainment for the viewers here. We got about 59 currently.
Somebody just bet 11,000.
Ooh. Dang, a lot of money being thrown around here. A total of almost 3 million PBE dollars. Easy clap, Shoe says, for the under. Money on Kingston just because of bark, bark, woof, woof. Got some mountain ups. Sloth saying, I don't think PBE would ever give me mod power. Don't underestimate us. We've made bad decisions before.
All right, well, it looks like here the unders are going to have it 59% to 41 for over, and we're about 33,000 channel points here, so quite a bit of points invested. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Our first matchup is actually, let me just do this real quick. We're going to cancel out and do a file save here. And we're going to go back in and get started here with our first batter is going to be Andrew Myth. And I guess I'll take the first three. We'll let Rabid take the second and Hummus the third here in our first game. We'll rotate from there.
Awesome.
All right, so Myth is going to be starting first. Pitcher comes set. And this one's a tapper to the shortstop. Easy play at first for out number 1. O'Houlihan up now. And they're going to take a walk. And now we have a runner on base with 1 out. Miles Burrow. And beats out the throw from the third baseman. Is able to get on with the infield single here. This one to the shortstop at second, but no play at first. Runners at the corners now, 2 outs. Ramirez. And that's going to drop in front of the center fielder. That's going to score 1. What a throw from the center fielder to third base. Wow. Keeps the runner at second. This one's hit right to the first baseman, runs over, tags the bag, and that's going to do it. And Kingston up now. Down by 1. And we'll get a strikeout here from stand up. Brizzo now. And Brizzo takes a walk. And hot hitter, Anita Fartinghouse, right to the second baseman. They get 1, and that's a 4-6-3 double play. That retires the side, and we now move to the top of the second. Lemur's still up by 1. Drilled past the third baseman, just barely rolled by him, and able to get a double out of that as well. We'll get a strikeout here from McGee, and that'll bring up batter. Bobby Batter strikes out, and now the top of the order again. Andrew Myth. Myth, towering shot right side, and that is out of here. Andrew Myth with the 2-run home run, and that'll put the Lemurs up now 3-0.
Out of the park.
Andrew Myth getting it done here for Louisville. And we'll get a strikeout here from O'Houlihan, and that'll switch us over down to the bottom of the second. Kingston up now. And that's a fly out to right field by Bufflin. And this one's a line drive in front of the left fielder. He did not even try and make that play there, and Wolf Ruff gets on base. And we'll get a pass ball, and the runner goes to second. This one a tapper to shortstop. Runner stays at second. They get the out at first. Perinik. And what a diving catch by the center fielder, and that'll retire the side as we now move to Rabbit Sponge with Lemurs up 3-0.
Wait, I thought you were doing 3 full.
Oh, it is
1, 2,
3. You're
3.
right. I was still thinking about last night's games, yeah. All right, so third inning here. Here we go. This one a tapper to the shortstop, and that is out number 2 for Louisville. Louisville. And a strikeout here from Ramirez, and that'll retire the side. Mounty's up now. Straight to the first baseman, goes to the pitcher, gets the out. And this one's hit to third base, and Cena Jr. gets thrown out as well. 2 outs now, top of the order, stand up. Stand up, line drive to the third baseman, and now we'll head on to Rabbit Sponge, top of the 4th.
At the top of the 4th here, Lemurs up by 3. That's going to be shot on the first baseline, an easy out at first. Gump trying to see if he can get another double here, but he's just going to fly out to center field. There's out number 2. And McGee with another high fly ball. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, they're down. Mounty's back up, trying to get any offense generated here. It looked like it might have head for the gap, but a little bit of a curveball is going to head as a flyout. That gets spanked down the right line, and he's going hard for a double, and he's going to get there. Runner scoring position, 2 outs to work with. Little dribbler there is going to move the runner up, but that's this ball's going to touch grass if they want to get that run home. But a bad pop out to the catcher is going to end that rally very quickly. Next up, Lemurs trying to do something here again, but quick 1 out as they go out swinging. Myth, another pop fly. So even though Kingston not generating offense, they are playing some good defense to keep themselves close at least. And another flyout is going to be another quick inning. Mounties step back up as Yuppers. A little floater over the shortstop head is going to run up to first. There goes a double play ball to kill that momentum pretty much instantly as Bryant.
Oh, no.
Oh, we got a fumble bumble at first.
Bumble.
He's going to steal a single, but a pop fly is going to end that momentum going as well. But we got one error on the board as the unders start to sweat. Miles Burrow. Oh, I thought that was going up the middle, but nope. That's just going straight up and straight back down. Sassafras the third pop fly. That goes into right field, but is caught. And Ramirez trying to keep the inning going will pop out as Kingston back up to bat here. Bottom of the sixth. Dup pops it up as pop-ups seem to be in high order right now.
Right.
Brizzo strikes out. Fighting House tries to sneak one in, but that pitch is sweet like butterscotch as that is popped up and the easy out is taken.
It seems like you've done this before, Rabbit.
Right.
Top of the seventh, ground out from O'Sullivan for out number one. Forrest Gump, Tampa Tarpons here in the chat. Shout out to you. You flew out, though, so better luck next time. 2 outs for McGee. Kegamine having a pretty good game and gets the ground out to end the inning, but Pete Crims hasn't given up a run yet. Will he give up one here? He gives up a walk to start us off. Oh, that's hit hard in center field. Center fielder couldn't get it, hit the wall. Will the runner from first score? Nope. So great hit by Wolf Ruff. And now Yuppers will come up. Yuppers brings the runner home for the first run of the game for Kingston. Will this be the second? It will. 2 RBI single for Yuppers. So for Rank, no outs recorded yet. A pitching change. Now poor Triplet comes in, strikes out for Rank. So Bryant, what are they going to call that?
Bumble,
Wild pitch, couldn't
bumble.
tell. Strikeout, though, from Bryant for out number 2. So can poor Triplet end the bleeding here for Louisville? And that walk doesn't help. Stand up now, 2 out, 2 on. Stand up. He rips one to left, brings the runner home, and it's a tie game. Just when I take over, we get better entertainment. Will you look at that? So a ground out from Brizzo ends the inning, but Kingston scored 3, tied it up. Bobby Batter, the DH, will come up for Louisville. Fly ball and fly out. Minor league night. Yep. What's up, Beaver? Oh, that's a no-doubter. That ball had no chance. That's in the stands. Andrew Myth,
Out of the
took that
park.
1 yard, 428 feet, and breaks this tie. It's 4-3 now, Louisville. Ground out from O'Houlihan. Burrow, 2 outs, full count, strikes out. And now we got a lead now for Louisville after that solo shot by Myth. Kingston comes up. Farting House grounds out for out number 1. Bufflin will come up. King Julian now checks in as the reliever for Louisville. Bufflin, fly out. So 2 outs. Wolf Ruff. It's a base hit. It's a 2-out single. Leading run at home plate. And a stolen base. Safe. So tying run in scoring position. Yuppers rips one. That's a base hit. Oh, and should not have run on Ramirez. Wombat's new player threw a bullet from shallow center to prevent the tie. So that was a clutch play from Wombat. And now Louisville looks to add some insurance. It's a nice double from third. Good Sassafras. Ground out from Ramirez, but moves the runner over to third. O'Sullivan. Will this give them a 2-run lead? And it will. Thurgood Sassafras got some speed, so it's 5-3 now, Lemurs. Oh, we did hit the over on the bet.
We sure did.
So shout out to everyone who bet the over. And McGee, what a grab in center from, who is it? Rob Cena Jr. The new create Rob Cena Jr. Gets that nice grab. So last chance for Kingston. That's going to be out number 1 from Frank. So 2 outs left, and that helps. That's a base hit from Bryant. So tying run at home plate here in the bottom of the 9th. Cena Jr., nice base hit, a blooper in right field. So tying run on first, winning run at the plate. Stand up. Make that back-to-back-to-back base hits. So winning run on first. Here we go. Brizzo with one out. And they walk home the runner. Minor League Night delivering. The winning run on second, tying run on third for Farting House. Farting House, will this tie the game up? Is that deep enough? Here we go. And it does. Nice slide from Rob Cena Jr. It's a tie game. So 2 outs. Winning run on second. And a line out. And so we'll go back to LBG for the top of the 10th. We'll go 10th LBG, Rabbit 11th. I'll take the 12th if we need it.
All right, bottom of the order here for Louisville. What an exciting game to start us off tonight. And we'll get a leadoff walk here from Bobby Batter. Top of the lineup now, Andrew Myth. Myth, who's had a good night here so far, will strike out this time, though. O'Houlihan. O'Houlihan's going to fly out to right field. Runner will stay at first. 1 out, 1 on for Miles Burrow. Burrow, tapper to the first baseman, waits for the pitcher, gets to play at first, and over retire the side as we now move to the bottom of the 10th. Pitching change here. Martin Kratt comes in as that is a base hit to start us off, and woof woof, bark bark, woof ruff will get on with a leadoff double. And
He bunted, lined out to the pitcher.
he sure did. That's what that was. Wow. Okay, so we have 1 out. That's a fly out for out number 2. 1 on, 2 outs for Bryant. Bryant to the second baseman, line drive, and here we go with Rabbit Sponge, top of the 11th.
Well, hopefully you brought your blankets because we're going late with this one. As Thurgood steps up and he pokes one right up the middle into center field. That's going to be a single to start off here for the Lemurs. Ramirez goes down swinging. O'Sullivan stares at a ball as he takes a free walk to first. Gump. Oh, the play to third. Almost an unconventional double play, but they are still alive here. To third again, and they'll get the choice at second. It's Kingston a chance to walk it off here again. Cena Jr. stares at ball 4, takes a free ride. That's poked in between the infielders as aggressively runs to third. Runner in scoring position, 3 outs to work with. Stolen base attempt. They are going for the jugular here. Brizzo pokes that in, but they are going to get him at first. Runners stay put. Farting House. Oh, wild pitch. And he slides home in. That's your winner. Catcher can't hold on to it as the Mounties are going to take this 6-5. Late comeback here. Woof Ruff with 4 hits. 3 hits for Dub, 3 hits for Yuppers, and 3 ribbies for Myth, but not enough as Kingston, Mr. Bowler gets the wind as Louisville burns through the bullpen, and Mr. Myth actually still gets player of the game on the losing side.
All right, and that'll take us to Hummuscott here with our second game.
What a crazy first game of the night. That means we have a good night in store for y'all. Hepcats win 6-2 and move to 8-7. So the Hep Bats were alive. 3 for 4 for Cruz, 2 for 4 for Justice, and 2 for 4 with 2 RBI for McGruff. So kind of a balanced game. Bird Whistle gets the win. The Pabst gets the loss and the blown save. Bird Whistle went 7.1, gave up 2, struck out 5, gets player of the game.
And that takes us to our third game, the Wheelers and the Swifties. And the Wheelers are going to win this one in extra innings in the top of the 11th, scoring 1 run. 14 hits to 13, so this was a very close matchup here, both in runs and hits. Taking a look at our batting here, we have 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs from Sanders over on the Anchorage side. And for State College, looks like we have 3 hits and a run scored for Obermueller. Down here on the pitching end for Anchorage in relief, who's that? Bat 2 getting their first win of the season, and Dog getting their second save. And for State College, Perry their first hold, Dirty their second blown save, and Kosar their first loss. Player of the game is Josh Sanders.
My former team, the Firehawks, are going to take another one off the Dynamos with the 7-2 final. A couple multi-hit games on California side, but 3 ribbies for Mr. Barker. Mr. Smaxton is going to get the win, second of the season, as D-Dog gets his 3rd loss. Your player of the game is Mr. James Barker.
Kingpins win 11-1. Big win, 16-5 on hits. Dillos lost both games so far tonight. 4 for 5 for Sachs Justice, 3 for 5 for McCoy. Both having amazing seasons. 2 for 5 for Duncan, 2 for 4 for 2 for 5 for Chovy, 2 for 4 for Duncan, 2 for 4 for Shapiro for the Dillos. Inker Bell, Wildfire Micro, undefeated, went 7.1. Huff with the loss. Sachs Justice, though, Steve Esso's new player, gets player of the game for the Crush Fam. So Crush Fam 2-0 tonight.
And that'll take us now to the majors. And our first game here for the majors, the Crabs and the Surge. The Crabs get to 500 now, 7-7 on the season, winning this one with a score of 10-2, 16 hits to 9. Taking a look at our batting here, we have 3 hits and 4 RBIs for Hard and Long. John Camden going 4 for 6 as well with 3 runs. Look at that, 5 RBIs as well for Ruiz. Lots of big scoring here over on the Providence side. On the other end for Buffalo, a couple multi-hit games over there. On the pitching end for Providence, Ivy Leaf, new trade, Ivy Leaf going to Providence, getting their second win of the season, 2-1 now. And Rolo for Buffalo takes their second loss. Player of the game is Julio Ruiz. Jack Rolo sets the Buffalo Surge regular season game record for walks with 8. 8? That can't be right.
I think Rolo's the pitcher. That's why.
That's why. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Outer Banks is going to take one off their interdivisional rivals, the Voyagers, 10-5, as Dan Halen is able to crank out 4 hits for Outer Banks there. Mr. Ripspat is going to get the win, staying at a perfect 4-0 so far. Mr. Chuate getting the loss, going 1-3, as obviously Mr. Dan Halen getting your player of the game.
So is it Chuate? I've always wondered about that.
No, he's trolling. It's Choate.
Choate, that's what I thought. Choate.
Zealman, sensational for Boise. Was a Vandal, so former Vandal, winning 5-1, 7-5 on hits. Only multi-hit game was Petra Sabor and Dan King. Zealman, though, what a gem, gets to win. Digger Jr., first bad game of the season, takes a loss. Zealman went 8 innings, only gave up a run, gets player of the game. 8 strikeouts helps, too.
Right. And that takes us to our next game, and the Maui Makos finally get their second win of the season here over the Sloss with a score of 6-5, a real close one here, 12 hits to 5. Taking a look at our batting, 2 hits, 2 runs, 4 RBIs for Raven Knox over on the San Antonio side. And for Maui, looks like 2 hits and 3 RBIs for Roberto Khan. On the pitching end for San Antonio, Rayner gets their 4th loss this season. For Maui, Omega in relief takes their first win, and St. Brown their second save. Player of the game is Raven Knox.
Looks like the Supernovas are going to squeak one by the Demons as they score 2 late to take this one 5-3. Jay Doctor goes 3 for 3 with a walk. Pretty solid day for him, as Haywood Dinkle also knocks 3 out themselves. Mr. Torkelton going to stay at 3-0 with the win. As Spin Rate's going to take the L out of the pen, as Mr. Torkelton is going to get the W for Sarasota.
Good win from my Novas. Mouse hitting 2 dingers in the Apex win. Intra-division rivalry here. Indy trying to get back to 500. Wow, Mouse had a really nice day at the dish. 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, 3 RBI. So 3s across. All he needed was 1 more walk. Could have had 3s everywhere. 3 for 4 for Bulongo. Shout out to Rabbit Sponge, who's with us tonight. And Cade Munson had a good game as well, as did Thomas Rose. So Troa No Hands gets the win. TJ, holy moly, my fantasy team's looking like trash tonight, takes the loss. Zach Mouse is your player of the game, as mentioned. So good game for Haseo.
All right, and that takes us to our next game, the Sea Serpents and the Toros. Sea Serpents, another team getting 500 tonight, as they get 7-7 on the season, beating the Toros with the score of 8-4, 12 hits to 8. Looking at our batting here, looks like some multi-hit games for Seattle with 2 runs or 2 RBIs and 2 hits each for Campbell and Stocks. Over on the Cancun side, multi-hit game from Fisher. Pitching for Seattle, Balls taking their 3rd win of the season, going 3-1 now. Cancun, McQuack taking their 3rd loss, 1-3 for them. And Davis Campbell is your player of the game.
Last but not least, we got the Rougarous versus Scorpions, as the Rougarous are going to take this one 3-2. 3 of the runs coming from the 7th and later. So they steal this one from them. A couple multi-hit games in New Orleans side and Death Valley, as Mr. 43 is going to get the W out of the pen, as he has the Youth Elixir working for him, as Johnson's going to take the L, as Herbie Farnsworth actually gets player of the game from Death Valley.
Hey, Herbie.
Jose 43 was a really late pick for me in our fantasy draft. Don't know how that happened, but here we are.
All right, so looking at our calendar here, it looks like we're finished with the 7th. We're going to move to the 8th, and the 8th is going to be a quick sim all day. So we'll go ahead and go here. No minors matches for the 8th, so we'll move over to the majors. And we only have majors games here, so we'll let Hummus grab this one.
Crabs destroying Buffalo 11-0, shutting them out 14-5 on hits. We'll just stay on Providence batting for a bit here. 3 ribbies for Hard and Long, having a nice campaign in his retirement year. Derek Jeter getting that average up, had a good game, and so did Lemon, both getting 2 ribbies, as well as Julio Ruiz. So Voss with the win, Corcoran takes the loss. Got dinged up for 5 runs and only 1 inning pitched. And Voss having a monster season, so Ryan Tyler gets player of the game.
And that'll
Mark Murley saw some time. Shout out to Matt Bake 12.
That'll take us to our next one, the Aviators and the Voyagers. And the World Series defending champion Voyagers having a tough one here, as the Aviators get their 13th win of the season, now go 13-2 overall, with a score here of 7-3, 11 hits to 6. Looking at our batting here, several multi-hit games here, but for Outer Banks, it looks like it's going to be Bergen Cannon getting 2 hits and 2 RBIs, the best one there. And over here for New York, we have 2 runs and 2 hits from Rusty Kuntz. On the pitching end for Outer Banks, Bob Beaumont gets their 4th win, goes 4-0 now on the season. Domingo Pozo gets their 5th hold, and Sky their 2nd save. For the Voyagers, Tokoyami takes their 2nd loss, 2-2 now for them, and Bob Beaumont is your player of the game. Beaumont, 6.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 100 pitches.
Next up, we got my former team, the Vandals, taking one late. Again, I seem to be getting the late wins here as they squeak one on the 9th to take it 5-4 against Boise. Mr. Cologne knocking out 3 hits and 3 RBIs for the Vandals on their side. As the wins and losses are going to be dealt out to people out of the pen, as Precinct takes the W and Riddle takes the L. As no surprise, Mr. Cologne is your player of the game.
And that was a really good trade for them. I think that worked out really well in their favor. Cologne's been having a great season here.
Here we go. Sloss dropping off the Makos 5-2, moving to 6-9. Nice. 10-6 on hits. 1 error for Maui. 2 for 5 for San Antonio. Look at Suadat getting that average up, 3 for 3 with 2 ribbies. Gotta love that. Harwell went 2 for 4 for Maui. 2 for 3 for Stein. Knight Rider, nice game. First good game of the season, although picking up a loss. Greer with the win. Dugan with the hold. Theophilus Suadat is your player of the game. You gotta love that from Knight Rider, though. Only giving up 2 in 5 innings, much better than what we've seen.
Yay, and the ERA is under 10 now, so I'll take it. All right, and that moves us now to our next match, the Supernovas and the Demons. And Supernovas winning here with a record now of 10-5, with a score of 7-3, 12 hits to 8. Taking a look at the Supernovas batting, run scored, 2 hits and 2 RBIs here from Carter. Over on the other side for Detroit, looks like a hit and 2 RBIs for Herrera. On the pitching end for Sarasota, Shifty Lagoose takes their 3rd win of the season, now 3-0. Leong takes their 1st whole of the season. And for Detroit, Kid Carsey taking their 1st loss, 1-1 now for them. Shifty Lagoose is your player of the game, both former Dynamos. Nice.
Come on, Stars. Yeah, boy. So my Stars take this one 4-1 on only 4 hits, as this was definitely a pitcher's duel. As your RBIs are going to come from Rose and Buswell on Nashville's side, as really only Tsunami kind of had a game worth speaking of on Indianapolis. Dogwood Maple is going to get the L. It's his 4th of the year, still yet to get his 1st W. As Kuramochi gets his 2nd win with McFlorderano's 3rd save. Mr. Kuramochi, arigato, getting the player of the game.
Seattle moving to 8-7. People were saying they were going to be one of the worst teams of all time. Well, they're not showing that yet. 3-0, shutting out the Toros. Timely hitting was the difference. 3 for 4 for Dowd. Nice season. Jeez Louise. 2 for 4 for Esposito. 2 for 3 for Fisher. 2 for 4 for Gravy. So Cancun played well, just didn't string enough hits together to get runs. Flowers with the loss. Hammersmith with the win. DeMarco with the save. Hammersmith went 6.2 scoreless, only walked 1, 3 strikeouts, gets player of the game.
And that takes us to our final game for this sim day, and that is the Rougarous and the Scorpions. And the Rougarous win this one with a score of 13-2 over the Scorpions. A 5-run 5th inning there for them, 13 hits to 6. Taking a look at our batting, we have 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Beauregard. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored from Paulo Di Stefano Jr. Several good ones down here at the bottom as well, Geronimo and Bonanza. Over on the Death Valley side, looks like just Alderson there with the run and 2 hits. On the other end for pitching, Nakamura takes their second win, 2-0 now for them. And for Death Valley, Ratatouille taking their second loss, 2-2 for them. Gustavo Beauregard is your player of the game.
Someone has to check the water he's drinking, because what is going on there?
Right? He's having an amazing season. Yeah, him and Cologne too. All right, so that's going to finish us off for this sim day. There was no minor games. Yep. And we're going to go ahead and pull up our schedule here. Take a look again. And it looks like our next one here is going to be the Swifties versus the Kingpins. So we're going to go ahead and advance a day. No majors games for today, so that's a little nice. I'm having to sim all those. All right, but let's see here. Here we are. Our starting pitchers for this one are Jensen Crenshaw, the 10 ERA, 0-1. Walter Thompson for... Oh, wait, that's not the right one. Where is it? There it is. Masami Iwasawa versus Mitch the T-Rex. So both of them here with just a 3 ERA. This should be a pretty nice pitching one. Both have winning records as well. And both 4-2 at home and on the road. So this is going to look like it's going to be a pretty even matchup here. So before we take a look at the matchups and take a look at all that, if you want to go ahead and get started a prediction.
Yeah, we got one going.
All right, it looks like total runs scored. Let's pull that up and take a look at that.
Oof, that's a tough one.
And we're at about 11K right now with 7,800 over on the underside.
I was slow in the uptake last time. I'm running double duty tonight for mod and stream.
Oh, no problem.
So sorry about leaving you out to
Sure.
do that, Thomas.
You're good, brother. Thank you. I just put 2,300 down on the over because why not? And it looks like an even split, 50-50 going into the stream, into the
Wow.
game.
Really close one there, yep. All right, so before I get started, let me just go ahead and do a file save here real quick. Just make sure, get our bases covered.
Legally, you're the guy that sees the autosave thing pop up and you still save it 3 times just to be sure.
Just to be sure, because I've had
Love
it crash on like uploading before and ended up losing or getting the file corrupted or something like that when it happened. And so I always just try and make sure now I always do that. All right, so we're going to do Rabid, the first 3, Hummus, the second 3, and I'll finish this out.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start her up here as the Swifties will be the first ones up to bat. We're running through its little info dump as... Ooh, they almost collided there, but he poked that one right up the middle for a leadoff single here. That one took a weird curve, but is going to be caught by the third baseman there. A little bit of a dribbler, not a double play ball, but they will get the lead runner. Steal attempt here, and I think he's going to get that. Runner on second, 2 out. He's going to punt that into the outfield. Will they send him? They will, and I think this is going to be the first run of the game. As 2 outs look like they were going to end this inning, but this dude is able to poke one through. Another one right up the middle by Mr. LeBlanc. 2 runners on, 2 out. That one's going to be picked up by the shortstop, and they will finally get out of the inning. 1-0 as the Kingpin step up. Mr. Justice able to drop the gavel and get a walk. Pop fly here into center field. Long run will be caught. He thought about running, but double-checked that thought. He's going to run now, and he will be in safe. As, well, that one just did not have enough hang time to make it to the wall. And a pop fly here, I think, will end the inning. Yes, as he catches it on the warning track. And the Kingpins are going to have to come up empty-handed. Little dribbler there by Mr. Johnson. It's going to be picked up, thrown out at first. Regan right to the first baseman. Easy step onto the bag there for your second out. And another pop fly to the left as the third baseman gets some work here, staring up at the sky. Mr. Hulken Vettel is able to hit the wall and get himself a nice little double here to lead off. And Chovy, towering fly ball, but will be caught in the warning track, but the runner is able to take up, move to third. 2 outs to work with. That should be deep enough. He tags, no. I guess they second guessed that. And a little bloop over the short stop's head will get the runner in anyways. So no harm, no foul on not sending the runner on that sac fly. Mr. Worth to the third baseman, and they are able to get the runner at second just as I thought he was going to make it in there. Mr. Blamo blasts one, but it's a little too low. Going to go right to the right fielder as he's going to run pretty much to the center field. And the center fielder's like, yo, dude, this is my space. Get out of here. I got this. Little dribbler to third base, but he's going to beat out the throw, keep the inning alive here. Wild pitch on a swing. Going to be a free pass. So we've got 2 runners on, 2 out. LeBlanc steps up and sends a nice cool breeze towards the pitcher as he strikes out. A little bloop here for Mr. Sax Justice. Mr. Radiance Ham is going to take a walk. 2 runners on, no outs here. That one's poked in the corner, up against the wall. Here comes one. Are they going to send a second? No, but runners in second and third, still all the outs to work with. Mr. McCoy, that's going to be 1 out. No, a fumble at first is going to send both of them home, and that turns into a double. That's a rough one to take there. Mr. Hulkenvettel steps up. That's a poke into the field as the Kingpins are just running the tape forward here. Chovy, that was caught. I thought that almost dropped in front of him, but still going to get a runner, and we're up to 5-1 now as Kingpins are alive here. This is a double play ball, and they will get it. But 5-1 lead heading into the 4th.
Kingpins crushing it. Obermueller tried to crush that one. It's going to fall short of the wall. That's out number 1. Zay Johnson rips one. Left fielder getting a workout. That's out number 2. Reagan, slow roller pitcher, picks it up, makes the easy out, and we'll go bottom of the 4th. Kingpins looking to add to this pretty big lead. Strikeout from Gray for out number 1. Worth taps it, shortstop, can't make the throw. Worth is way too fast. So Justice, 1 on, 1 out. That's going to be dropped in center field for a base hit. So 2 on, 1 out for Ham. Ham with the grounder, but gets the fielder choice out at second. So Lane with 2 outs. Fly ball, fly out for out number 3. So we'll go top of the 5th. Swifties looking to come back in this game. Again, they hit it to the left fielder. This time it was Sportello for out number 1. Blamo grounds it first baseman, out number 2. Will Love drops one in front of the right fielder. Maybe that's the spark they needed. This dude flies out for out number 3. Swifties bats are dead asleep right now. Kingpins looking to add. That's a strikeout from Crozier McCoy. Bauer, Shumi Hulkenvettel, drops one in center for a base hit. And that's a rip from Chovy. Going to move Bauer over to third. So runners on the corners for Duncan, and that's going to be a scored run, a wild pitch. So 6-1 Kingpins. Oh, Duncan gets that ball goodbye. 400 feet in right field, and it's 8-1 Kingpins. Trevor Duncan got a hold of that one. That's 4 homers on the year for Duncan. So Gray striking out swinging for out number 2. And Worth, Kingpins up 7. This is a big lead. That's a fly out for the 3rd out. Swifty's got the work it out for them. That's a hard hit ball left. Ooh, whoa. A sliding slick grab by Lane. So Luca got one stolen from him. LeBlanc grounds out. Nice throw from the third baseman. So Obermueller with 2 outs grounds out And that was quick work for the Kingpins. So now they get the bat, and Justice will fly out for out number 1. Ham. Ooh, that was hit hard in the left center gap. It's going to be for 2. Sliding double for Ham. So 1 out, 1 on for Lane. Lane. Oh, beats out the throw. Grounds it to the first base, and pitcher couldn't get there in time. Crozier McCoy with a fly ball in right. This will probably be a sac fly, and it will. So it's 9-1 Kingpins. 2 outs. Full count. Hulkenvettel strikes out. But the Kingpins are dominating here on minor league night. Probably the opposite of the first game of the night, which ended in a wacky, wild pitch walk-off. Zay Johnson striking out, swinging for out number 1. Reagan down there in the 8th slot. 0 for 2 so far. Tried to check a swing, strikes out anyway. Sportello, 2 outs. Grounder, ground out. And that ends the top of the 7th. Can the Kingpins add even more insurance? Oh, that's gone. That's gone. It is. 446 feet. Anchovy, you know the name, had the walk-off in the semifinals to advance to the World Series last season, picking up where she left off. Duncan striking out, swinging. And it's 10-1 Kingpins. My goodness, Gray. Gray grounds out. So Worth with 2 outs and a big lead. Worth grounding out on a 1-1 count. We'll go top of the... Oh, wait, did I steal an inning?
That's okay. No problem.
Oh, shit.
It's okay. All right, so top of the 8th. Here we
Sorry,
go.
LBG.
No worries. Swifties up, top of their order. Blammo first. And Blammo's going to get thrown out. That'll bring up Will Love. Love to the second baseman. And that'll be out number 2. This dude... And that's over the second baseman's head into the outfield, and that'll be a base hit with 2 outs. Dordovic, and a pass ball, and that's going to advance the runner to second. Runner in scoring position now, and that'll drop in front of the left fielder. Runner coming around, and that looked like an error as well on the left fielder. And that's going to be 2 errors now on the game. This one past the third baseman. Runner coming home to score. Eddie's safe, and that's going to be an RBI single from LeBlond. Obermueller now with the runner at first. 2 outs. Obermueller over the shortstop's head into shallow outfield. 2 runners on, 2 out. Johnson. And that is caught by the center fielder, leaving the runner stranded. Here we go, bottom of the 8th. Up by 7. Still plenty of cushion here for Chicago. And that one is caught by the shortstop for out number 1. Radiance Ham is up now, and they'll strike out number 2. Hot hitter Lane. Lane will take a walk, and that'll bring up cleanup batter McCoy. McCoy to the shortstop, line drive, and that'll retire the side. Now move to the top of the 9th, and number 8 hitter Reagan. Last chance here for the Swifties. They are down by 7, need to get something going, and that's a good start there as it goes over the head of the center fielder, and Reagan gets on with the leadoff double. Cold hitter Sportello now. Number 9 hitter hits right to the first baseman, but the runner does advance. 1 on, 1 out, and that one is directly over the second baseman's head, and that'll be a base hit for Blammo with an RBI. Will Love now, down the right field line. That might score one. Runner going to third. Is he going to keep going? No, they stay. 2 runners in scoring position now for this dude. This dude, line drive to the first baseman. Here we go, last chance here. Hot hitter Dordovic. And a pass ball will allow the runner to score. Next runner moves to third.
Bumble.
And a towering shot towards left field. He's going back to the warning track and makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side and finish the game here as Chicago gives us a dominating performance, beating the Swifties with a score of 10-5, 11 hits to 12. Swifties got a lot of runners on base. They were just not able to get capitalization on them. Let's see here, 14 left on base. All right, taking a look at our batting here. Several multi-hit games at the top of the lineup here, but it looks like our best one's going to be Dordovic with the 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and the run. Over on the Chicago end, we have 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Anchovy. Pitching for State College, Iwasawa takes their second loss. And for Chicago, Mitch the T-Rex, their third win. 3-0 now for Mitch the T-Rex. Mitch the T-Rex is your player of the game with 6.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and 88 pitches. So do we get the over on the run scored? I guess so. 15
Yeah,
runs.
we did.
Yeah, 15 runs. Yeah.
Thank you, Rabbit.
So
who's taking this?
Rabbit. Yeah, Rabbit will get this one.
Yeah. So the Lemurs are going to beat the Brew City Bears. As I didn't actually realize how many animals there are fighting here in the minors, but Lemurs clearly the superior animal. As a hooligan is going to get 2 hits on Louisville's side, as we got a couple multi-hit games going for Brew City. Mick Namerson takes the L for Brew City, as coming out of the pen, Mr. Bonita is going to get the W, as Namey Mick Namerson gets the W. These names honestly just keep getting better every season.
Right.
Here we go. Hepbats edging the Dillos, only scoring 1. That's all you need in this one. Pitcher's duel. Cruz walked 4 times, pretty good. But really not much doing. Shapiro went 2 for 4. We can go straight down. And Justice went 2 for 4. But Schultz gets the win. Delphine gets the loss. Finn Schultz is your player of the game. Got the win. Went 6 scoreless. Struck out 1, walked 1. Santana Cruz tied the KC regular season game record for bases on balls with 4. So it caught my eye, and it was a record. So congrats to Cruz.
And our next game here, the Mounties and the Firehawks. The Firehawks win now, go 12-4 on the season, getting 1 in the bottom of the 9th here with the walk-off. Rembeverwinkle hit a walk-off run-scoring double. So Rembeverwinkle, the hero of the game here, 12 hits to 8 in this one. Taking a look at our batting here, Kingston 3 hits, 2 RBIs for stand-up, 2 runs, 2 hits for Bryant. Over on the California side, lots of great games here at the top of the lineup. Barker with 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Beverwinkle. Pitching for Kingston, Walrus in relief takes their second loss, 1-2 now in the season. California in relief, Branson getting their second win, 2-0 for Branson. And player of the game is James Barker. Yay.
Final game here for the Miners is going to be, wow, that went a long time. 15 innings is what we take to settle this, as the Dynamo score on the top of the inning, and the Wheelers just can't squeak one by to tie it or force it to go even longer. As we have 4 hits here for Mr. Bruce on the Dallas side. Good game for him there. Wasn't able to drive any runs, but 4 hits, 6 at-bats. The win's going to go to Hamburger out of the pen, as Mr. is going to take the L, as actually Glitzy Master is going to get the player of the game, pitching 7 innings for Anchorage.
All right, and that finishes us out for the Miners. I don't think there was any Majors games today, but we'll check to be sure. There are not. So pulling up my schedule here now, our next game is going to be primetime number 5, and it's going to be OBX versus Boise. So we'll go ahead and advance a day. And I have some info here from the wonderful stats team and Casey Colby about this matchup. Last year was OBX's... actually, before I read this, let's go ahead and get the prediction going, and then we can have that going.
Oh, I got you. Ooh, this is OBX Boise?
Yep.
All right, we're going to do a pick-em. You got to, when it's the bloodbath, the bloody rivalry of last season's playoff sweep, Boise did to the number 1 team in the Legends Conference. So we'll go, who will win?
All right, and while that's going, the info we have here from our stats team, last year was OBX's franchise high for wins, 74, and win percentage, 685%. OBX led the Legends in runs scored and runs allowed last year. Their offense was led by Dub City, runner-up for MVP. And the other one I have here for, let's see here. Well, I thought there was something here also for Boise, but I guess not. All right, so let me go ahead and take a look here at our predictions, see how we're doing. It looks like we're pretty close here. About 20,000 channel points in so far. Oh, somebody dumped in 10,000 for Outer Banks. Outer Banks leading about 2-1 right now against the Raptors. 10 seconds left if anybody wants to get in and win some channel points, hopefully. And that just evened it up there. Somebody dumped in 8,000 for the Raptors. And it looks like we're going to finish off here very close, as it's just 51% to 49%. Aviators with the slight advantage here in the channel points. And we have about almost 40,000, about 38,000 channel points here up for grabs. So we're going to get started here with Hummus God taking us with Mike Latoris as our leadoff batter.
So I got to make sure I don't do 4 full innings, just 3. Luckily, I stole an inning from LBG when the game was already over, pretty much. So it's not like we missed anything.
Yep, no worries.
Litoris pops out for out number 1 here in the beginning of this ball game. OBX looking for revenge, as mentioned. Dan Halen grounds out for out number 2. KBK rips one to the right center gap. Gonna go for 2. So 2 out, double for KBK. So Dub City, former Swifty Casino Head, 3-1 count. Draws a walk, good eye there. So force out at third, second, and first for Boise. Drachenberg flies out for the last out of the top of the first. Boise gets to bat now to break this tie. Bridget Westfall, former Supernova, now the co-GM of Boise, will fly out for out number 1. Petra Sabor, the GM, so they're batting back-to-back here. Top of the order. Sabor having a season. Flies out, though, for out number 2. Toot Blonde, Big Titty Smitty, strikes out. Tried to check his swing. The appeal did not get ruled in his favor. So Geist will draw a walk for OBX. And that's going to be lined out to center from Swift. Linus Riverboat. Oh, a stolen base attempt. Geist, 12th on the season. Nice work. Riverboat. Oh, going to go for back-to-back.
Wow.
Double. Oh, he's out. Toot Blonde. What a gun. With the short throw to third. Took advantage. Got the out. So 2 out, single for Riverboat. Maybe a game changer here. We'll see. Walker strikes out. And that will end the top of the second. We'll go Boise now. Johnny Pluto. Johnny Baseball grounds out. So Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Matty Ice, strikes out swinging. Both pitchers having a game so far. Beecham grounds out. Quick work for Ray's Funk and the OBX Aviators. So Latoris flies out for out number 1. Dan, the man Halen, CK Royal, flies out. So KBK with 2 outs. Had a double last time up. 1 for 1. Now 1 for 2 after that strikeout. We'll go bottom of the third. Good work by Jackson Wohler and the Boise Raptors. Bottom of the order now for the Boise Bats. My last inning. Make sure I don't skip anybody. Terry grounds out. Tommy Caruso, 1 out, nobody on. Rips one and breaks up the no-hitter for Ray's Funk. It's going to turn it into 3 and does. That's a trip. That's one way to break up a no-hitter. So Bodnar will ground out, but scores the first run of the game. Nice work by Boise to score there. Westfall rips one into center for a base hit. Here we go. 2 out, 1 on. Make that 2 out, 2 on after that beamed batter. Sabor taking one in the shoulder. Toot Blonde pops out. Nice range by the first baseman. We'll go top of the 4th. Whoever's next, I forgot.
That's me. All right, so middle of the order here for Outer Banks. And that's going to be a base hit for Dub City. Going for the steal, and he's going to get it. And that brings up Drachenberg. It looks like Drachenberg got beamed, and now we have 2 on with no outs. Hunter Geist striking out. And looks like they're going to get their runner at second, but we now have runners at the corners. And a strikeout here from Riverboat. And another strikeout, and that's going to put us now at 1 out for Boise. And this one's going to be a base hit as Rodriguez gets on base. Benny Rodriguez won Rookie of the Year and led the team in steals with 23 last season. We get another out here. This one's a tapper to the shortstop. They're going to get the runner at second, and that'll retire the side as we now move to the top of the 5th. Still 1-0 Boise. And this will be an infield flyout here for Tex Walker. And a base hit into left field, and Mike Latoris gets on base with 1 out. And this one will drop into center field, and we'll have another runner on base as now Bergen Cannon comes up. Runner going to third, and they're going to be safe. Now we have runners at the corners with just 1 out. Infield playing in here as they're going to get a walk, and that's going to bring up Dub City. Dub City with Juice's base and a pass ball, and that's going to score a runner here as OBX gets 1 on the board.
Fumble bumble.
And that'll be a base hit in the left field, and here comes 1 run. Here comes the second. And we have a 2 RBI double here. Dub City going for third, another stolen base. And Dub City's going to be thrown out at third. And this one to the third baseman, throws across, makes the play, and Dratchenberg is thrown out as we move now to the bottom of the 5th, and the score is 3-1. This one hit directly to the first baseman. And Bodnar up now. Bodnar had 141 hits last season with the Dynamos. Get a strikeout here, and now a walk from the top of the order with Bridget Westfall. And that brings up Petra Sabor again. And Petra will strike out, and that retires the side, and we now move to the top of the 6th inning. Hunter Geist. Geist into the gap on the right side, and Geist is going to get 2 here at least. And Geist with a stand-up double to start us off. And this one right to the shortstop, gets the play at first, but Geist moves on to third. And they played in here on the infield and was able to get past the shortstop, and now we have a RBI single here from hot hitter Linus Riverboat. That'll bring up Tex Walker. Walker, diving play by the second baseman, makes a play at first, but the runner is moved to second. And a tapper, look at that run, look at that, oh my goodness, what a run. Mike Latoris beating out the bunt there, moving the runner to third. And they get the strikeout here from Dan Halen, but that adds 1 to the score and is now 4-1, bottom of the 6th. This one a diving play by the shortstop, and that is the first out for Boise. That'll bring up Johnny Pluto. Pluto will take a walk, and now Rodriguez. Rodriguez won Rookie of the Year and led the team in steals in season with 23. And we have runners now at second and third, and we'll get a strikeout here, and that's going to be out number 2. And a pass ball, and runner's going to come home to score, and it is now 4-2. This one's going to be a flat to center field for Scary Terry, and that's going to retire the side as we now move to Rabbit Sponge in the 7th inning.
Well, OBX seems to be back up to bat here after the 1 outfielder went for popcorn in the stands there on that 1 hit. We're going to have a swing strikeout by Mr. Cannon. Next up, Dub City is going to try and keep this momentum going offensively. But he strikes out, exclaiming, Kenobi! Dratchenberg sneaks one past the shortstop, but is going to get just to first. That one's popped up to center field and caught, as we're just going to get 1 hit out of OBX this inning, as Boise, 9 outs left to work with, try to get back into this game. Mr. Caruso stares at his strikeout. Mr. Bodnar steps up, and he will drop this one in the right field. He's chugging hard. Someone get him a respirator. He's made it to second. Unconventional double, but I'm sure they'll take it. A little bloop in the center. They're going to send the runner here. That throw had some float on it, but it's not going to make it in as we are down to a 1-run lead here. OBX trying to get out of here with the lead. Oh, what a diving play by the center fielder. I thought that was going to touchdown and we were going to be tied, but nabbed, stolen. Swift is going to hold the bat back. A little bunt here, I believe. Moved runner up to second. Not often you see those in the PBE. That one's going to drop in front of the left fielders. You got runners in the corners. 2 outs to work with. Somebody once told me Mike Lerith swings out. But yeah, they tagged the runner at first. He let off a little too aggressively.
Wow.
That one's flied out to right field as Pozo tries to keep OBX ahead here. Bats to the shortstop, makes the play at first. Beauchamp steps up. Bats into the, as LBG would say, gap. Going to be thrown to second, but not in time. Runner in scoring position. If they can get this to touchdown, we are going to have a tie game. Scary Terry stares at a strikeout. Fern Bin Cadden coming up big there. Halen, a little dribbler to first, but a nice nab is going to get him out. Cannon stares at another strikeout. I think it's the second one in a row. Dub City pokes one through, keeps the inning going. AW hoping he doesn't try to steal third. That one goes to first, and he won't even have the chance to, as 3 outs here to work with. Bottom of the order up for Boise. Caruso, whoa, sliding catch. Between the legs. Behind the back, between the legs. Walk here. Runner on, 2 out. That's got a bit of pop on it, but I don't think it's going to have enough to drop. Last chance here. Sabor steps up. Cranks that one, but I think it's got a little too much hang time, as OBX will just barely hang on here and win this one 4-3. 12 hits on the day, as Dub City is going to knock 3 hits out for Outer Banks, put in 2 ribbies. Your win is going to go to Mr. Funk, and Waller takes the L in just 5 innings pitched. And Mr. Funk is actually going to be your player of the game.
All right, and that finishes us out for that one. We're going to go ahead and move on to the rest of the quick sim scores here. And let's see here. Oh, this one's for Hummus.
And Mako's win, hoping to turn around that slow start against a good Crabs team. So that's a big win for Maui, winning 2-1. A 1-run win, that's a good sign. 2 for 4 for Dawson Jr., great game for him. 2 for 4 for Nakia. 1 for 3 for Cloudera. 2 for 4 for Lemon from the Providence side. Baldelli got the start. St. Brown with the win. Gonzalez with the save. Tachibana with the loss. Tachibana gets the loss, but gets player of the game. Went 6, gave up 1, struck out 7.
All right, and that takes us to our next matchup, the Surge and the Sloss. And the Surge beating the Sloss here, going in extra innings, getting 2 in the top of the 10th to win this one 4-2, 7 hits to 3. Taking a look at the batting, we have 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from Sandy Taters, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Buckley. Over on the San Antonio side, looks like 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Jimenez. Pitching for Buffalo, Graves getting their first win of relief, 1-2 on the season with their first blown save. McKinnon their first save, and San Antonio, Bolt Jr. taking their first loss. Player of the game is Sandy Taters.
Voyager is going to get back into the win column as they're able to steal one from the Vandals. 4-1 is your final here on just 9 hits. Barbados Slim actually going 3 for 5 with 3 ribby. Nice big game for him on New York side, with Cologne keeping things chugging there for Vancouver. The win is going to go to Miller, as we seem to have a lot of 3 pitchers here still kicking around, as Mr. Rogers is going to take the L for Vancouver. Max Miller, your starting pitcher, is your player of the game.
Yes, I get my own game. And I pitched in it. Look how the sim gods blessed me tonight. Austin Bentley pitched a gem, led Sarasota to victory over the Death Valley Scorpions 8-0. Allowed 7 hits and 5.2. Checking out batting, 2 for 5 for Arrow, 1 for 3 for Carter, 2 for 5 for Afart, 2 for 4 for Crashwagon. Orem, what a campaign so far, 2 for 3. Good game for AU Gold. Bentley gets the win. Morgan with the loss. Bill the Hill with the save. And Bentley gets player of the game. Second win of the season for me. So
3.3.
Love to see getting my ERA down. I kept telling everybody I regressed like a dum-dum. Hey, maybe I got the magic fingers because I didn't regress how you're supposed to, and yet I'm having a pretty good start.
Nice. All right, that takes us to our next one, the Rougarous and the Demons. Rougarous winning this one and getting a record now of 13-5 with the score here of 8-7. Look at this, 3 in the bottom of the 9th. J.R. Cook hit a walk-off solo home run against Palmer. Taking a look at the batting here for Detroit, 2 runs, 3 hits for Dinkle, 2 hits for Armstrong. Over on the New Orleans side, several multi-hit games here, but 3 hits and 2 RBIs for Nas Hamed. Pitching for Detroit in relief, striker spin rate getting their first hold. Palmer, their second loss, 2-2 now for them, and their first blown save. New Orleans Pleasance in relief getting their first win, 1-0 now for them. Nas Hamed is your player of the game.
The Apex are going to win this one against the Serpents as they squeeze by 4-3, scoring all 4 runs in the third, but it's enough to take them to the W. 3 RBIs for Mr. Mouse on Indianapolis on just his 1 hit. And it's a dinger, obviously. Mr. Dion gets the W, his 3rd of the season, as Sullivan gets the L. And Mr. Michael Dion is your player of the game. A lot of pitchers taking the player of the games.
Oh, it's me. It's Toros, and they're winning 8-3 over the Stars. Stars in my division, that the toughest division in baseball. We talked about it last night. A lot of multi-hit games for the Toros. Esposito, LaFleur, and Witt. Good game from Rabbit having a good night.
Yeah,
maybe it's the luck of being in the booth. Rose, though, 3 for 5 with a ribby. Look at that start to the season, hitting .338. Baxter with the loss. Benson with the win. And Barry B. Benson, the new call-up. Rook gets player of the game. You love to see it out there in the Toros roster.
And that takes us now to the minors, and our first game for this sim day is going to be the Wheelers and the Dynamos, and the Dynamos now with 14 losses on the season, losing here to the Wheelers with a score of 3-2, 9 hits to 10. Taking a look at our batting here, a couple multi-hit games for Dallas, Faraday and Bruce with 2 hits each, and for Anchorage, we have 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Sanders. Pitching-wise for Dallas and relief, Williams taking their 2nd loss. For Anchorage, Key taking their first blown save, and Toe their 2nd win, 2-4 now for them. And player of the game is Brian Taylor.
Lemurs are going to take another one off the Bruce City Bears as they shut them out 5-0 on 10 hits. Hits almost equal, just Lemurs obviously cashing in a little bit better. Thurgood Sassafras III going 3 for 5 with 3 ribbies. And Mr. W. Wolf actually going 4 for 4 on Bruce City side. The W is going to go for Mr. Velasquez, getting his 3rd of the year as Havoc takes the L, and Armando Velasquez is going to get the W, pitching an unusual 8-inning appearance in a minors game.
Ooh, look at that ERA too.
Oh wow,
1 point. Yeah,
all
pretty
right.
hot.
Absolutely. Let's see here. That was Louisville, so that takes us to this one.
Kingpin's extra innings was needed. They went to the 11th and won. Duncan hit a walk-off run-scoring single against the Bot, 22. Kingpin's crushing it this season, crushing it the last bunch of seasons. Duncan went 3 for 4. Look at that. Multi-hits from like half the lineup. And 2 hits for Love and Dude. Lemonade got the start, but Mixon gets the win, pitching 3 relief innings. Dirty with the hold. Sink with the blown save, 22 with the loss. Pepe Silvia got the start for State College and picks up player of the game. No decision, went 7 scoreless. So good outing despite the loss for their team.
And that takes us now to the Hepcats and the Dillos, and Dillos winning this one with a score of 4-3, getting 3 in the bottom of the 9th. The batter hit a walk-off run-scoring double versus Sexy. All right, taking a look at our batting here for Kansas City. 3 hits, 2 runs scored for Cruz. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Scott IV. Over on the Dillo side, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Shapiro. Pitching-wise for Kansas City, Turbo with their first hold, O'Sullivan with their 2nd loss and first blown save, and for the Dillos, Mazarik getting their first win, 1-1 now for them. Maverick Smoltz is your player of the game. Smoltz, 7.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 98 pitches.
The last game here, the Firehawks just can't be stopped as they get a 4-1 win over Kingston here. I believe I saw Shu say that's 7 in a row for them now. Multi-hit game here for Fighting House, Baker, and Remember Winkle. And the L is going to go to Todoroki, and the W for Mr. Silliams, who's 4-0 and went a complete game, which, again, I swear we don't see much of the minors, so that's an accomplishment in itself.
Right.
Player of the game is Mr. Silliams.
All right, and that finishes us off for the Sim Day on May the 10th. We're going to go ahead and advance a day. And taking a look at my schedule here, for the 11th, we're going to have a minor league matchup this time, and it's going to be the Hepcats versus the Dillos. So we're going to go ahead and move on down here to the minor scores and pull this one up. And while we have the matchups here, somebody wants to get us a prediction going.
Did someone pay out the prediction last time? I think I forgot.
Let me look and see if it's still listed there.
Yeah, someone got it.
Thank you, whoever got that. Sorry for falling asleep at the wheel. Won't do that again. I'll do this next prediction, make up for it. Who we got? Dillos, Hepcats.
Steals.
What are we thinking? Maybe an out of town bet.
Home runs.
Let's do homers.
All right. 2.5.
Yeah, let's do 2.5.
All right. So over under 2.5 home runs. Get your bets in now. Taking a look at our matchups here. It looks like it's going to be 6-2 in favor of the Hepcats with the tie in the batting. And on the pitching end, it looks like Davies is going to have the advantage here, 37-28 over Needy. So advantage here, Hepcats on both sides. But there are a couple of Dillos batters that might give us an upset here. Mikey Mo in particular, having a pretty decent season here so far. And,
out of the park.
Oh, it looks like we got a subscription here. Moose Cop. Moose Cop, thank you very much for the subscribing with Prime. The little emoji
Moose
there.
Cop, OG.
All
Vet
right.
in the game. We love seeing vets around here. It's been a nice little reunion of late, people coming back to the league. So thank you, all the old heads and all the new users as well. We had a little trickle in from the PBE appearance on the OTP podcast, and we had 3 creates just yesterday. So thank you to young and old users of the PBE.
And it looks like our prediction is ended, and the over 2.5 is going to get in with 53% to 47% for under. So a little less on the betting end here, about almost 14,000 channel points. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and this one, Hummus God is going to, let's see here, is this game number 4? Let me go back and look. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it looks like I'll be back at the first 3 innings for this one, starting off with the Hepcats. And let me just...
And I'm ending again?
Yeah.
Because, we'll rotate. We're all the way around. Cool.
All right, so got that done, and here we go. Starting off with Santana Cruz to start the game. And pitcher comes set, and the throw. And going to get thrown out at first for out number 1. This one's to the gap in center, and Batista is going to get on base. That'll bring up McDonald Jr. with 1 on, 1 out. McDonald Jr. right over the shortstop's head, didn't even try and make a play there. Now we have runners at first and second for Rodica's Scott IV. Scott IV, towering shot towards right field. That's going to be caught. Runner tags going to third. Runners at the corners now. Slokening drilled right past the third baseman. He was able to touch it and slow the ball down. That might have saved an extra runner moving to third there, even though they got the RBI. And we're going to get a walk here, and Juice's base now for Justice. Harrison Justice. And they're going to get the runner out there, retiring all 3 runners. But Kansas City gets 1 on the board. Bottom of the first now. And a leadoff strikeout here for Hawkins, and the Dillos have Shapiro coming up. Shapiro down the right field line, back behind the right fielder. He might get 3 out of this. No, he's going to stay at 2 here, and we're going to double with 1 out. Okamoto striking out, and now McGee. And that's a pass ball, and the runner moves on to third.
Fumble bumble.
Towering shot towards left center field. That's going to drop in front of the center fielder, bounce over his head. Left fielder having to make the play here, and the runner's going to move to second. It is now 1-1. And they'll get the runner out at first, and that'll retire the side, but the Dillos get 1 on the board. 1-1 now, top of the second. Count Dracula, and that'll be a line drive to right field, out number 1. Defense. And defense is going to fly out to center field, out number 2. Top of the order, hot hitter Cruz now. Cruz. And that'll be another flyout. 3 flyouts in a row, and that'll take us now to the bottom of the second. Dillos up. This one hits the second baseman, and Mikey Mo thrown out. Monsanto Blackwater strikes out as well, and that'll bring up Beef Johnson. And 3 strikeouts in a row, and that retires the side as we now move to the top of the third. And a leadoff base hit here for Batista, and that'll bring up McDonald Jr. with one on. Batista going for second, and it looks like they're going to be safe there. Oh no, they got thrown out. And a fly out here to center field, and McDonald Jr. is out as well. Now Rodicus got the fourth to the third baseman, throws all the way across, makes a play, and retires the side. Bottom of the third we go. Still 1-1 here. And a very deep fly out here for Barnold, and that's going to bring up Hawkins, top of the order. And Hawkins, almost the exact same play, another fly out to left field for 2 outs. Shapiro now. And Shapiro strikes out, and that's going to take us to the top of the fourth, tied 1-1 with Rabbit Sponge.
Well, tie game here. Oh, the inning wasn't quite over yet.
Oh, it wasn't quite over. My bad.
It's all good. Walk here to start off the inning for Chipper as Nigel steps up, Mr. Ortega, and grounds into a double play. Not how you want to follow up a leadoff single with. Harrison Justice strikes out. Next up, Mr. McGee is able to not drop it. I thought that might have stuck in front of the center fielder, but he's able to get there. A strikeout as this inning is going by quickly for Mr. Davies. And that's going to go up the middle as Mikey Moe keeps the inning going. Blackwater steps up, pretty good average. See if he can deliver, but he is going to fly out to center field. As both teams seem to be kind of poking a little bit, but can't move the yardstick forward. As that's right to the first baseman. As Dracula gets the first out. Oh, shortstop, I thought Mike got that, but the dive doesn't pay off as Fens is on. Cruz is nailed with the pitch, as apparently Nini didn't like the look of him. But ground out and double play will immediately get him out of the inning that looked like it might be threatening a bit. Johnson, the infield fly, after some confusion, will be taken by the second baseman. Another fly out to the outfield, as Davies looking to have another quick inning here, he hopes. And that's going right to the center fielder, as we are breezing through my 3 innings here. McDonald stares at a strikeout. Scotty swings at a strikeout, and then Sloganing is able to poke a single to keep us going. Ortega trying to drop one, but second baseman running all over the place is able to pull that in. As the Dillos step up, and that's a ground out to start us off. Shion Okamoto, that one's poked into left field. So another little single. It's single city here right now. Fly out to center field. Is that all we're going to get here in this inning again? As everyone's popping out. But over the second baseman's head, as we got a little action going here. Did he beat the throw? He did. Runners in the corner. But a swinging strikeout when the pitch on the inside gets him out. As we move to our good friend Hummus.
Here we go. That's a rip from Justice, but that's a ground out. Dracula, that's over the right fielder's head. That's going to hit the wall. Are they going to go for 3? Nope, it's a stand-up double for Count Dracula. Spooky. Fens with a pop out to the catcher. So 2 outs, runner scoring position. Cruz strikes out. And now, here we go, bottom of the 7th. Blackwater, don't drink it, flies out. Johnson, beefing it. Striking out. Barnold dropping one in right field for a single. Hawkins with the fly out. How many homers yet? 0, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, Batista with a fly out for out number 1. McDonald Jr., can we break this homer spell? Nope. Oh, bobbled ball. What are they calling it? Infield hit for McDonald Jr., so Scott the 4th got a hold of it a little bit, but flew out to the right fielder, Slokening. That's a base hit. So 2 on, 2 out for Ortega. Ortega's going to pop out. Third baseman comes in to make the grab in foul territory. So bottom of the 8th, Shapiro, there's your first homer. That's over the wall. That's in left field. That's 400 feet. And the Dillos, Dillo. Dinger. It's 2-1.
Out of the park.
That's still alive.
Here we go. Ground out. for Okamoto. So McGee will ground out. So Burb the batter pops out for out number 3. So 2 homers needed for the bet. 1 run needed by the Hepcats to extend this game. Justice, that helps. That's a base hit to start us off. It's a single for Justice to count Dracula. Dracula fly ball. Fly out. Chartoppelhauser is in relief. Oh, and a stolen base attempt. Justice in there safely. Fens now. Defense. Oh, a double steal. Back-to-back steals. Excuse me. He's 10 for 11, Justice is. Fens right to the first baseman. That's a ground out. So Cruz, last out. Here we go. Cruz ties it up. So we're at least getting a bottom of the 9th here in this one. Oh, and a stolen base attempt. Hepcats all over the base pass in this half inning. Cruz in there successfully. So looks like an intentional walk. And a grounder from McDonald Jr. That will end the top of the 9th. Here we go. Bottom of the 9th, walk-off alert. And now a winning run on first after that walk. So Blackwater. Can we see something filthy? We may, but from the other team, that's a lead runner out. So 1 out, 1 on for Johnson, who drops 1 in center, a blooper. So winning run on second. Barnold. Oh, and they try the double play, but they don't really try. So 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Hawkins. And we're getting free baseball, folks. LBG again. I think it's you.
Absolutely.
And then Rabbit, then me. Last time I ended the game, we got extra innings, and we got it again.
All right, well, here we go. Middle of the lineup here for Kansas City. And Rodica Scott IV strikes out, and that'll bring up Slokening. Slokening striking out as well. Conrad Brenham trying to get out of this inning here, and this one's past the third baseman, and Ortega's going to get on, and that'll bring up Justice. Harrison Justice. And this looks like an infield flyout here. That's going to be caught, and that'll take us now to the bottom of the 10th. Dillos with the walk-off chance here. And this is a shot towards right field, but that's going to be caught for out number 1. Okamoto. And Okamoto striking out, and now McGee. And McGee striking out. That'll take us to the 11th inning with Rapid Sponge.
Got a barn burner going here. So we got extra innings, free baseballs. I always see people call it. Strikeout to start us out here. That's pop fly. And I thought center fielder was going to get it, but shortstop takes a stroll out. And another pop fly. Center fielder is running. Is he going to get there? He will. As Dillo's another chance, obviously, to walk it off, being the last team up at bat. Strikeout here. As Mikey Moe steps up. Another strikeout there as Patio Furniture doing some work, coming in relief. And a walk keeps this inning alive. Johnson steps up, but that's going right to the third baseman as they get the force out at second.
Davey and paper hands Davey, but here we go. Top of the 12th. Strikeout, but MVP of last season striking out. Bremen. The Iron Man still in. Make that. Oh, now we got a pitching change. LGM, a bot. So we may see some action. McDonald Jr. popping out. So 2 outs, nobody on for Scott IV, who grounds out. And 9-1-2 coming up for the Dillos. Winning run at the plate. Patio Furniture still in, holding steady. That's out number 1. Hawkins. Out number 2 with a strikeout. So Shapiro, full count, striking out. And the 13th is where we will go, and LBG will carry you there.
All right, Slokening up now for Kansas City. Slokening striking out, and that'll bring up Ortega. Ortega to the shortstop. Makes the play at first. Out number 2. Harrison Justice. Justice will take the walk, and now we have 1 on, 2 out for Count Dracula. Count Dracula hitting .216 this season. Oh, did they get him on first? Yeah, they got him at first. So that takes us down to the bottom of the 12th, or excuse me, the 13th, bottom of the 13th. And we'll get a leadoff walk here for Okamoto, and now cold hitter McGee. McGee down the right field line. This might be it. Runner going to third. No, and we're going to have runners at the corners here. Sacco the Taco will take a strikeout. Mikey Moe Mikey Mo, runners at the corners. Mikey Mo striking out. 2 outs now. Last chance. Blackwater. Blackwater, towering shot towards right field. It's going to the wall, and that is out of here. A 3-run blast, and just like that, the Amarillo Armadillos win in dramatic walk-off fashion. Monsanto Blackwater with the home run to be able to break the tie, and finally, after 13 grueling innings, finish this one out with a score of 5-2, 12 hits to 10. Taking a look at the batting here for Kansas City, we have 3 hits and an RBI here for Slokening. Over on the Dillo side, 2 runs, 2 hits for Shapiro. Pitching-wise, Kansas City in relief, Patio Furniture taking the loss, their second loss of the season now. Dillo's pitching, Bremen, their first blown save, and LGM Bot getting their first win. Player of the game is Glenn Davies.
Someone else scored it. I was about to score the under.
Oh.
The second homer of the game. First homer of that player's career. Can we go back up for a second? Blackwater. Yep, first homer of their career. Congrats to Blackwater.
Nice.
What a way to get your first home run as a PBE player on stream in walk-off dramatic fashion, as LBG noted, against the defending champs. So a very memorable moment for Blackwater. Hopefully that's something you could stick with and carry throughout your career. Congratulations.
Brew City Bears are going to win this one as they score one in the bottom of the 8th to take it off the Lemurs. 3 for 5 day for Myth as he just keeps chugging along there for Louisville, and a couple multi-hit games on the Brew City side. The loss is going to go out of the pen to Mr. Triplet, and the win as well as Jet gets the W in their 2 innings pitched as Scruff McGruff gets the player of the game.
Wheelers earn an 8-7 win against the Dynamos. Dynamos sliding down to 3-15. In the bottom of the 11th, Krapakosov hit a walk-off run-scoring single against Barton. Krapakosov 3 ribbies, man with 2 for Barry from the Dallas side, having a season, maybe in the MVP conversation again, was the runner-up last season. 4 for 5 for King Fielder with 2 runs scored. Dog with the blown save, ER with the win. A lot of pitchers used for Dallas. Hamburger, though, gets the loss. And man, as mentioned, Funny Man is your player of the game for Anchorage.
All right, and let's see here. Barry up to 16 RBIs now. Nice.
Good game from Funny Man. 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored.
And that'll take us now to the Firehawks and the Mounties. Firehawks winning again. What is that, like 7 or 8 now? Something like that. 8? 8 in a row for the Firehawks. 14-4 now in the season with a score of 5-1 in this matchup. 6 hits to 5. Taking a look at batting, 3 hits and an RBI here from Anita Fartinghouse on the Kingston side. And for California, it looks like 2 hits and an RBI for Rembeverwinkle and 2 RBIs as well for Stern. Pitching-wise for Kingston, Kagamin taking their second loss. 2-2 now for them. California, Grimes getting their third win. 3-2 for Grimes, with McThornbody taking their 4th save. Robert Grimes is your player of the game. Grimes with 7.2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, and 104 pitches.
The Kingpins are going to take this one against the Swift Steeds as they improve to 14-4. 4-1 is your final. As on Chicago's side, you're going to have McCoy go 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs for them. Nice game for him there. As the L is going to go to strikeout, his first of the season on State College, as Mr. D'Alcott is going to get his 3rd win, with Capone getting his first save. Rafael D'Alcott is going to be your player of the game.
And that will do it for the minors matches. We now move to the majors.
Crabs coming up short at Maui. Maui back-to-back wins against the Crabs. Now the Crabs are below 500. Julio Ruiz, a revenge game against his old team, but his old team getting the win. Stein 2 for 4. Dawson Jr. 2 for 4. Harwell 2 for 3. Ruiz did well against his old team, 3 for 5. Long 2 for 4. Cruz is 2 for 4. So a lot of contributors here. Evans with the win. Casey with the hold. Daring takes the loss. And Evans, Rich Evans, starting pitcher for Maui, what a season so far. 2 earned runs over 5.1 innings, is your player of the game. So maybe LBG's Makos can go on a little streak here.
That'd be nice, absolutely. All right, that takes us to our next one, the Sloss and the Surge, and the Sloss get their 7th win of the season here with the score of 3-1, 7 hits to 5. Taking a look at our batting, we got 2 hits for Wendell Meredith over on the Buffalo side, and for San Antonio, 2 hits each for Jimenez and Knox. Pitching for Buffalo, Balquin getting their 3rd loss of the season, 0-3 now for them. San Antonio's Nolan Windsor getting their 4th win, 4-1 now for Windsor, and Rodriguez Jr., the first save of the season. Congratulations, Slim, if you're in chat. Nolan Windsor is your player of the game.
Vandal's going to take one off the Voyagers. 8-1 is your final, as the Voyagers weren't even close to being in this one by the looks of it. Voyagers bouncing back and forth, just can't decide if they want to be over or under 500 lately. 2 hits for We Dem Boys, but you got a 3-hit game for Mr. Andrews and 3 RBIs. Sivert takes the L, having a bit of a rough season here. And then Mr. Johnson on Vancouver is going to get the W. It's a nice, strong 6 innings pitched, as Sam Andrews is going to be your player of the game.
And the 8 straight wins for OBX, moving to 15-2 against Boise, getting that revenge, much wanted and sought out revenge after getting swept by them in the playoffs last season. 3 for 6 for Latoris, nice game. 2 for 4 for Drockenberg and Geist. Dub City brought in 2 runs of his own. 2 for 4 for Walker. Nice game for Johnny Baseball. 2 for 4. Lucas takes the loss. AW trying to get the ERA down. Not as good as we've seen. 4-1 though, gets the win. Tex Walker go up real quick. Want to check her stats out. Love calling her out on stream. 2 for 4, 3 ribbies by herself. That's big. Bottom of the order, batting 368. Not bad for the youngster.
Absolutely. All right, that'll take us to our next game, the Supernovas and the Scorpions. And Scorpions winning here, the score of 10-3, 16 hits to 9. Looking at our batting here for Sarasota, looks like we have 2 RBIs from J Doctor, and over on the DBS side, Andrew Oram with 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 RBIs, 3 RBIs, 2 hits as well for pitching for Sarasota, Urquidez Garcia taking their 3rd loss of the season, 2-3 now for them. Death Valley Sims getting their 3rd win, 3-2 for Sims, and player of the game is Andrew Oram.
Rougarous keep things rolling here as they take this one late, putting up 4 of their 5 runs in the 7th and 8th to win this one 5-4. It's their 14th win of the year. As we get a couple multi-hit games to Detroit's side, Mr. Beauregard no hits this game. An odd occurrence here lately, but J.R. Cook with 2 for NOLA. Brady's going to take the L out of the pen and also a blown save for Detroit, as Mr. Pleasance gets the W, and 43 keeps things rolling here with his 3rd save of the season already. Player of the game is Molly Mitchell from Detroit, actually.
Indy getting the win on the road, trying to get back to 500. That's a big win, dominant win. 13-3 on hits, so 4 for 5 for Ben Dover, the catcher. 2 for 3 for Tsunami, 3 ribbies, and nothing doing really for Seattle, so we won't even talk about them. Franco, 2 for 5. Dangley went the distance, only gave up a run. Maddox Jr. takes the loss. Doug Dangley went 9 innings, all 9, gave up a run, struck out 11. Is your player of the game. Shout out to Miss Obvious. Single-handedly helping his team get back in the playoff hunt early here in the early going of the season.
No walks and only 3 hits, too. Nice.
Great outing from Miss Obvious, the class of the PBE, Doug Dangley, Dangley.
And that'll take us to this final game for this sim day, and that is the Toros versus the Stars. And Toros winning here with a score of 6-4, 10 hits and 1 error for both teams. Taking a look at the batting here, we have 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs from Crunk, Jebediah Crunk, former Dynamo. Over on the other side for Cancun, 3 hits and an RBI from Kayleen, and a hit and 2 RBIs from Wallaby Hickholmes. On the pitching end for Nashville, Giovanni Sanchez taking their 2nd loss in relief, and for Cancun, Lemon their 2nd hold, and Shu their 2nd win with first blown save. Player of the game is Jebediah Crunk. And that'll finish us out for the minors and the majors for today. Taking a look at our schedule here, we have one more featured sim. That is going to be Sarasota at DBS for primetime number 6. And then we have a quick sim all day afterwards. So we're going to go ahead and advance a day here. And no minors games for today. So we're just going to go over here to the majors section. And let's see here. Whoops. And while we have the matchups here, let's go ahead and we'll get another prediction in for this prime time.
Was too busy talking smack in the chat.
Did the 2.5 one get paid out from the last one?
Oh yeah, shout out to Nameless Nate. What are the strikeouts per 9 for these pitchers? Maybe strikeouts total 7, 10, maybe 22 because you got to include relievers.
Right.
So maybe over under 22.5.
Sure.
Or is that too many?
That's a little over 11 for each side. Considering
Maybe 21.5.
Yeah, 21 might sound better.
All right, so total strikeouts over under 21.5. And the bet is live.
All right. And I have some stats here from the wonderful stats team to read for the beginning of the sim here. Over half of the DBS batting lineup is in their first or second PBE season. As their scoring was second in the Champions League last year, this will make for a rough season. And for Sarasota, Sarasota has not made the playoffs in the last 10 seasons. Longest active drought, tied with New York Voyagers for longest ever. Though haven't been horrible in any of these years, 37 wins was their low. So there we go, some stats from either team here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at our predictions, see how that's doing. Right now, 99% to 1. Almost 10,000 in so far for under here. I think it might be under myself, but we'll have to see how that goes.
Sorry, I would have called it maybe like 18 and a half.
18, yeah, that might have been a little better. Oh, we get 1,000 dumped in for over right at the last second, but it does look like 85 to 15% in the under category. All right,
That
so
means a good payout for the overs.
right. So let's see here. I started the next one or the last one, so this is going to be Rabid to start us off with this one. Let me just do this real quick.
For it go away, you're not rooting for your old team here. You're rooting for your new team.
Yeah.
We saw that. Junie's in the chat too. Hopefully you tag the locker room. This is a big game for us. Junie, I want to see an at everyone in our locker room. Sorry. Who's going first?
Rabid.
We are going to start off with Mr. Red Arrow here as Mr. Farnsworth gets set up. Grounder to shortstop is going to be a quick first out here. Ace Carter steps up. Look at all those blue stats, but he's going to fly out here, unfortunately. Holden Afart, after cheering for DVS, clearly playing into the sports bet book there as he grounds out to second base. Death Valley steps up for their first swing of the bats, but a grounder to third is going to put Mr. McGibbon out. Orem, one of the few people who have been left with the teardown, is going to stare at a strikeout. Hank grounds out as he's still in his Sarasota uniform. The plot thickens even more here. Bogaskew flies out as I missed a note there. Apologize for that. Crashwagon steps up. Hopefully get something on the board here, but we are still hitless for both sides. Ellie Anderson grounds out to the shortstop, going to get tossed out at first. Mr. Jacobs steps up, tries his luck, but a high fly ball will be caught by the shortstop as he tells the second base, get out of the way. Edwards, a little blooper, but a diving catch takes that first hit of the game away. Jay Doctor, as he gets robbed. Back-to-back larceny going on in the outfield right now. Pop fly. That is caught by the center fielder as he chugs away there like a locomotive to get to that one. Another pop fly as the center fielder's like, don't worry, boys, I got this. You take a rest. This inning's mine. Mr. Hoge steps up as he forgot to change his uniform as well. Grounds out to first. That's tagged up. He's out. Mr. Benz steps up and goes down swinging as I have a quick 3 innings here lined up. But a ball finally touches the grass as Red Arrow is able to keep this
we're in
going.
the top of the 4th. This is me?
No, not yet. Now it's you.
Oh,
No, wait.
yeah, we are in the top of the 4th. That's a
No.
strikeout from Carter. We're good. A fart. Frick in the chat. Striking out, swinging. And we'll go bottom of the 4th. Tie ball game so far. Oh, and a nice throw from Junie Panda to get out number 1. Andrew Oram draws a walk. Does that well, hitting for the average well as well. But here we go. Ooh, doesn't even try for the double play. Interesting. So runner in scoring position for Alderson. Alderson grounds out to end the frame. We'll go top of the 5th. Io Torrent. Io Torrent, that's deep. That's gone. In left
Out
field.
of the park.
419 feet. Make that 5 dingers on the season for our cleanup hitter in Sarasota to break this tie 1-0. Bogexu, Tiger Fan grounding out. Crash Wagon. Catcher Wagon flying out for out number 2. And Jay Doctor, offseason acquisition, strikes out swinging. Chris Crush for DVS. Oh, crushed that one. Right fielder shouldn't have even moved. That was 418 feet. It's a tie ball game. Pork Torkelton giving up that dinger.
Out of the park.
And it's, wow, that was crushed by Chris Crush. Chris Crush makes the ball go jump. And that's a ground out from Edwards. Dylan Hodge now. Dylan Hodge flew out. Double A, grounding out. So they tie it up. We'll go top of the 6th. Sarasota, Troy Dominic. Flying out. Junie Panda, the magician, hitting 250. Junie Panda! See ya! The defensive guru
Out of
breaking
the
this
park.
tie. A solo shot, 409 feet. And the Supernovas take the lead 2-1. Red Arrow striking out, swinging. So 2 outs for Ace Carter. Shady Shoelace drawing a walk. Holding a fart. Frick Nasty. Striking out, swinging on a pitch inside on a full count. So bottom of the 6th. DVS down a run. Torkelton nodding another strikeout. Ooh, a beamed batter. This was Stretch McGibbon. So Andrew Oram rips one into right field near the foul pole. And the runner will park at 3rd. It's a double for Andrew Oram, who's having a campaign. Hank with the grounder. Junie picks it up, makes the throw. Alderson. Oh, and the line's out to left field. So it's still 2-1. We'll go 7th inning LBG.
And here we go, Sarasota, middle third of the lineup. Io Torrent up first. And what a catch by the center fielder for DBS, taking away what would have been a double at least. And we're going to walk here for Bogushu, and that'll bring up Carlos Crashwagon. Bogushu go into 2nd, and they're going to be safe with the steal. Oh no, they got thrown out. Bogushu got thrown out there. And we'll get a strikeout as well from Crashwagon. That'll retire the side. DBS now. Hit right to the second baseman. Jacob gets thrown out. Matthew Edwards. Edwards will take a walk, and that'll bring up Dylan Hodge. Pitching change here. Tristan Long coming in. MVP or pitcher of the year coming in here now. Reliever of the year as well. And
You got picked off at first.
oh, they got
Catcher.
they
Pick
sure
off in
did.
the strikeout. Pick him out, strike him out.
Wow, what a play. All right, they'll take us now to the top of the 8th. And a leadoff base hit here for Jay Doctor in Sarasota, trying to get something going here to pad their lead. And an infield flyout right side, and that is out number 2 for Dominic. Junie Panda, and that'll drop in front of the left fielder. Runners now at 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Top of the order, Red Arrow. Red Arrow, towering shot, right center field, but the center fielder gets under it, makes the play, runner tags, goes to 3rd. Runners at the corners now for Ace Carter. Left field in the outfield, that's going to score a run, and that'll be a RBI single from Carter. Holding a fart now, 2 on, 2 out. Holding a fart to the shortstop, makes the play at 2nd, gets the runner out, and strands another as we now move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Down by 2 now as DBS, as we'll get a leadoff strikeout here from Brian Benz towards right field, and that is out of here. And that is a home run. And that'll make the score now 3-2.
Out of the park.
And here we go. Bottom of the 8th, down by 1, and we'll get a strikeout here from top of the order, McGibbon. Strikeout as well from Andrew Oram, and that'll retire the side. Now we move to the top of the 9th, up by 1 is Sarasota, trying to hold on here. And a leadoff strikeout from Torrent will bring up Bogashu. Bogashu towards left center field, and that is out of here. And that'll make it 4-2 now as Sarasota widens the gap by 1.
A lot of homers.
Yep. Carlos Crashwagon past the third baseman into the outfield, and Crashwagon will get on with a base hit. J-Doctor now, 1 on, 1 out. J-Doctor, line drive. What a sliding catch by the right fielder, denying them the hit.
Farley
2 out
Hank.
now. Dominic. 1 on, 2 out. Dominic to the... Oh, no, and we got a fumble bumble there from the second baseman. That'll allow the runner to get on first. And this is going to drop and get past the left fielder on the left side. This might score 2. Here comes 1. Here comes 2. And that's going to be a 2 RBI double there from Junie Panda. And the score now
Cost the
is
error.
6-2. And this will be a fly out here towards the right side. And that's going to retire the side. But Sarasota gets 3 on the board. Now DBS needs 4 here with the middle of their lineup just about. Farley Hank up first. Hank will take a leadoff walk here, and that'll bring up Mr. Robot, Elliot Alderson. And look at that second baseman going way out into the outfield and making the play. Jacob to the third baseman, but they do not get the 3 on the 5-4. Matthew Edwards, last chance here, Matthew Edwards. And that's going to do it as Edwards strikes out, and the Scorpions hold on to win here with a score of 6-2.
Supernovas.
Oh, excuse me, yeah, Supernovas. 9 hits to 3 in this one. Sarasota batting, let's see here. Only single hits here, except for down at the bottom with Junie Panda going 3 for 4 with the run scored and 3 RBIs. Over on the Death Valley end, looks like we had the 1 home run there from Jacob and Binns. Down here on the pitching end for Sarasota, Port Torkelton getting their 4th win of the season, 4-0 now for them. Tristan Leong, their 3rd save, and for Death Valley, Herbie Farnworth takes their 2nd loss, 1-2 for them. Player of the game is Junie Panda.
Lung got more strikeouts than the starter, 5, but it was still the under.
Magos are on a bit of a roll here as they got their 5th win of the season here, beating the Crabs 4-0, shutting them out. On Maui's side, you've got 2 hits for Khan and Harwell. Not a lot happening on Providence. The loss is going to go to Leaf, and the win is going to go to Mr. Salchicha for Maui, as Kyle Salchicha is your player of the game.
Sloss are in a 6-2 win versus Buffalo. Moving to 8-10, so 2 games now back of 500 ball. 2 for 4 for Revan Knox, offseason acquisition, and 3 ribbies. 2 ribbies for Sandy Taters for Buffalo. Rolo gets the loss. Rayner gets the win. Dugan with the hold. Bolt Jr. with the save. John Rayner, the winning pitcher, first win on the season, went 6 innings, gave up 2, struck out 5 as your player of the game.
And that takes us to game number 3, the Voiders and the Vandals. Vandals winning here with a score of 7-3, scoring 4 in the bottom of the 6th inning, 13 hits to 4. Looking at our batting here for Vancouver, looks like we have 2 hits and 2 RBIs for Maggio Como, and 2 hits, 2 RBIs as well for Andrews. On the pitching end for New York, Choate getting their 4th loss of the season, 1-4 for them now. And for Vancouver in relief, Giuseppe Tosin, my co-GM, Dr. K, getting their 1st win. Congratulations, Dr. K. And Jackie Daytona is your player of the game.
Next up, we got the Aviators as they just keep the ball rolling here. Close game, 2-1 with only 12 total hits, but that was him to 16-2 already. As Cannon is going to go 2 for 4 with 2 ribbies for them. Pluto attempting his best. He goes 2 for 4 for Boise. Mr. Ripsbad going for our Ripsbad. He's 5-0 as you got a hold for Pozo and a save for Bin Cotton as Zielman takes their 1st loss of the season. And Justin Ripsbad gets the player of the game.
Here we go. Rougarou stay hot, beating the Demons 7-0. Looking forward to that standings check after tonight's sim. Look at that dominant win. 6 hits to 10. 5 ribbies for Richie Bonanza, who's only batting 180. So 2 for 4 on the game. That helps. 2 for 4 for Nicky Dimes. Getty with the win. Vaughn with the loss. Richie Bonanza, as mentioned, 5 ribbies. That'll do it. Against player of the game honors. Right with the save for New Orleans.
And Game 7, we have the Apex and the Sea Serpents. And Sea Serpents win here, going to 500 with a record now of 9-9 on the season. Winning this one with a score of 4-3, even though the Apex got 1 in the top of the 9th, it was not enough. 7-6 in the hits department here. Taking a look at our batting, we have 2 runs and 3 hits from Sailor Twift. Over on the other side for Seattle, 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 RBIs for Ian Fullman. On the pitching end for Indianapolis, Trowan No Hands takes their 3rd loss this season, 1-3 now for them. For Seattle, Harry Balls gets their 4th win, 4-1 for them. DeMarco, their 6th hold, and Leclerc, their 2nd save. Player of the game is Sailor Twift.
Stars are going to finally take one off the Toros. Win this one at 6-2 off of 11 hits. Munson and Johnson, pretty big games for them as Johnson gets 4 hits. Luongo sneaking in 2 as well. LaFleur goes 2 for 4. Johnson finally gets a W, dropping that ERA a little bit as McQuack takes the L. Taylor Johnson is your player of the game.
And that does it for the majors. Now moving on to the minors. No minors games today, so we're pulling up our schedule here. Let's take a look. And last day is going to be the 13th, and that is going to be a quick sim all. So we're just going to finish this one out here strong, and we're going to do the minors first on this one. And We'll let Hummus get his old team.
Swifty solving the Hepcats 6-3, both now 9-10. 11 hits to 8. State College 3 for 3 for Will Love. Nice game for the homie Loki. 2 walks as well. 2 ribbies for Obermueller. 2 for 3 for Slokening. 2 for 4 for Fens. Winters with the loss. Stelling with the win. Right and dirty. 3 innings save. Love to see it. Speaking of Love, Love gets player of the game. Hype in the chat for Loki. Let's get it. Pog champ.
And just because I can, we're going to do this one next. And I'm glad I did because the Dynamos win this one over the Kingpins, get their 4th win of the season with a score of 7-3, 8 hits to 7. Taking a look at our batting here for Chicago, 2 runs, 2 hits from Radiance Ham, 3 hits, 2 RBIs from McCoy. On the Dallas end, 2 runs, 2 hits from Kay Faraday, and Picasso, 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. On the pitching end for Chicago, Anchor Bell getting their first loss of season, 3-1 now for them. Dirty Dog, their first win of the season, 1-3 for Dirty Dog. Timmy get their first hold. Derek Eater a hold as well, and player of the game is Picasso.
Lemurs take this one off the Dillos as another close scoring game here. It actually goes to extra innings and they put the winning run in the bottom of the 10th. 2-1 is your final. As we got 2 hits here from M-Mo and a couple multi-hit games here, but Forrest Gump is your big bat with a 3 for 4 day for him. Looking at the pitching, Itchy Nose gets the L. Some of these names, man.
Right.
Tsunami gets the W. And Pete Crimps is your player of the game.
So we had a ejection, Lump Sullivan, in the 6th inning, arguing a strike call.
Josh PTSD. Mounties shutting out the Bears 7-0. Love to see it. Mounties had a pretty good sim tonight, moving to 8-11. Let's see. 2 for 4 for Farting House, who's with us tonight, sports fan. And that's your only multi-hit game, but 2 ribbies, 4 for Rank as well. DeWright with the loss. Kagamine with the gem gets the win. Kagamine went 7.2, no earned runs, struck out 4, walked only 2 as your player of the game.
And that takes us to our final game here, and that is the Wheelers and the Firehawks, and Wheelies winning this one. The score of 7-5, 13-13 hits both sides. Wheelers just now 1 game under 500.
Out of the park.
And let's see here. W. Shive, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. 5 months now. Rabbit had Irish accent earlier, had me rolling. All right, let's see here. Anchorage batting. What was that?
Some Gaelic in the stream.
Oh, Gaelic.
Tonight.
Oh, nice. Let's see here. Funny Man with 3 hits and 2 RBIs for Anchorage. And we also had a 3 hits and an RBI from Elroy as well. Over on the California side, 2 runs, 3 hits from Encarnacion. Pitching-wise for Anchorage, in relief, Toe gets their 3rd win, 3-0 for them. Rizzo, their 2nd hold. Shigino, their 2nd save. And for California, Josh Maxson getting their 2nd loss, 2-2 for them. Player of the game is Funny Man. And,
Another Funny Man Pog.
right? And that's going to do it for tonight's sim. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings.
Wait, did we do majors?
There was no majors. I'll go back and check, though. Yeah, see, no majors for today.
Okay, dope.
And taking a look at our standings now for the majors, Outer Banks Aviators on a 9-game winning streak here. Their record 16-2, already 8 games ahead of the Crabs, 8 ahead of the Voyagers as well, and 12 on the Surge. Over in the Legends West, Vancouver Vandals 10-8 on a 2-game winning streak. Sloss 2 back, Raptors 2 back, and 5 back are the Makos. So 5 back only on the Makos here, trying to get something going. Over on the other side, the Supernovas are at 12-6 right now, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Demons 1 back, 3 back are the Stars, and 4 back are the Apex. And finally, in the Champions West, Rougarous are at 15-3, 6 back are the Sea Serpents, Scorpions are 8 back, and 9 back are the Toros. So there's a look at your major standings. We're going to go ahead and move now to the minors and take a look at theirs as well. Over here on the minor standings in the wildcard section here, the Kingpins and the Firehawks now tied at 14-5 each. Both teams losing 1 after their winning streaks earlier in the sim. Back are the Lemurs here, 12-7, 2 back. The Bears, the Hepcats, the Steeds, the Wheelers, and the Mounties are all really close here. 9-10 and 8-11 for the Mounties. Dillos at 7-12, and finally the Dynamos 4-15, 5 games back from a wildcard spot. So only 3 of our 16 sims are done. We still have a vast majority of the games to go. It is still early in the season, so anything could happen here. But it looks like right now, as far as the minors go, the Firehawks and the Kingpins are firmly in control of how things are going, with the Lemurs close behind. So now that we're done with all the standings, I'm going to go ahead and upload the offline file here. Let me just take a look at all my settings. These are correct. That one is correct. Should be 1st and 3rd rows here, plus these 2 and these 3 as well, and off we go.
This has got to be the fastest stream in our history as a duo. Maybe it's because we added a 3rd tonight. Both of our former GMs, Rabbit, I was talking about it last night. I linked the thread. We went at each other in the off season recently when we traded for a fart. So I thought, I looked at it as friendly banter. I see you as one of my mentors in this league.
Same here.
Yeah, some people were saying it didn't look friendly from an objective point of view. It's not your daddy's Supernovas. 10-year playoff drought. Maybe ending the season. Don't want to jinx anything. It feels good to be in first place, but way too much updating left. We got so many updates to put in before the season ends. And so, you can't get too comfortable. You got to update like your hair is on fire and help yourself as much as possible. But it does feel good to be in first place. The Supernovas are, putting the league on notice for the first time in a long time. This will be the first time since the rebrand that the Supernovas make the playoffs. So, hope people saying go ahead and jinx it.
That'd be a nice way to end your career, huh? You can do another season after this?
Great question. Definitely. Well, it depends. I've made it clear since I hit regression, I said if I get a ring, I'll retire. If that means this year, amazing. If it's next year, great. 2, 3, 4, 5 years until I have to auto retire. So yeah.
So is this your third regression season now?
I'm not keeping track. I just see the TPE they tell me to put and how many to subtract, and I just do it. I'm not trying to keep track of how many seasons I'm in.
What season?
That would stress me out.
Season 14? You should 100% break the mold and do something someone's never done before.
which is
Go
what?
all lefty or righty and be the first lefty or righty specialist for an entire season in the PBE.
So, what do you mean?
Make them have to platoon you with somebody else for the other side.
Essentially, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anyone assign a relief pitcher as a lefty or righty specialist. So I'm like, just back one side and just literally be the lefty specialist.
Yeah. The goal is to play until I'm auto retired. So yeah, if you need to put me in some weird role, I'm down to not play, right? Like I'm down to update, and not even see the field as long as I win a ring. I know Cortesi was forced to retire. I think we made the rule. It used to be 100 TPE. Now we raised it to 150 for auto retire. So yeah. Looking forward to seeing how this plays out. We were talking in the chat earlier. Person Man made a good point. This NOLA team may be the best team ever constructed because of loose contract rules that used to exist, and because of that, this will probably be forever the best team ever constructed because the contract rules are much tighter than they were when Beauregard and Beauregard. Oh, I did it. Beauregard and Madge signed their deals. They're both getting paid $500K each, and they're both MVP candidates. So,
what I'm wondering right now is, with your current player's name being Austin Bentley, what's the chances your next player's name is Beamer MW?
Beamer MW. I've had a lot of ideas for my next player name. Was considering the junior route that a lot of people have shown me. Dawson Jr., DiStefano Jr. Are they the only two? I'm trying to think. Robsina Jr.
Robsina.
I mean, we've got a lot of people who've gone to medieval numbering at this point.
Right.
True. We've seen. I remember. Was it Shower Handle the fourth?
Yeah, Shower Handle.
The wow man.
Felipe Rios. Remember Felipe Rios? He had the junior and the senior, and Felipe Rios the third, and all that. We finally made him had to change his player name because he did like Felipe Rios 2 or 3 times in a row, and it was hell on us trying to find the right player in the sim to be able to fix their stuff. So we forced him to have to be able to change his name. So they were always, even though the other player was still there and retired or whatever, he'd still come up every search and it would give people fits in the sim team. So we had to change the rule to where everybody has to have a unique name now. They can't be 2 the same or whatever.
Of course. Interesting that in the chat, people calling the junior route overrated. I see it as like easy to construct a backstory. Like it would, and also it would be fun in that intro PT. You have to write like 900 words or something.
Right.
I think it would be fun to just go a whole deep dive into the father-son relationship between the junior and the senior. But yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like the sim has completed here. Let me go ahead and find the link to upload real quick. Here we go. And it looks like I have a DM here in the sim team channel. Let me see if this was anything. No, that was something.
I didn't get one.
It was just for the.
Usually,
streamers.
people will DM both of us or all 3 of us if it's like dire.
Yeah, it was just the streamers in general. All right, so let me click on the link to unpack here and show everybody the unpacking. Waiting for it to do its thing. There we go. And now we're going to pull up the index. And who was our streamer for Saturday? Does anybody know? Waiting for it.
I can check the channel. Looking now, if I find it.
I believe it's AJ with co-host Fresh Phil.
AJ.
Ooh.
And Fresh Phil. All right, so everybody, our next stream is going to be this coming Saturday for sim number 4 of the first week of the season. Rabbit Sponge, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really enjoyed having you on again. It seems like forever since the 2 of us were on a stream together. I have already completed my quota of regular season streams, but if for some reason I get a playoff one or some for next season, I'd love to have you back on again. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I want to try to get back as much as I can. As far as schedules right now, I will see you guys on Tuesday with J Steel.
Nice, cool. So,
awesome.
Rabbit Sponge next week. Hope everybody tunes into the Saturday and sees Rabbit Sponge next week as well. So again, Legally Blind Gamer, Rabbit Sponge, and Hummus God, your host for tonight. I hope everybody had a good time. Please tune in this Thursday. Any last words, anyone, before we sign off?
No.
Do we want to raid anybody or anything like that?
I have no one online of note.
Okay.
I follow this funny account, Stop Sign Cam. There's a specific stop sign that people always roll through. So someone set up a camera like from their like window, and it's 24/7 of people and like just people like just noticing people rolling through a stop sign, but
Weird.
Nobody of note online right now.
Okay. Well, no worries, anybody. We're going to go ahead and sign off. I hope everyone has a great night tonight. Please make sure to get your point tasks done. Get those in before the deadline. The Primetime Week 2 just came out just yesterday, I think. So make sure to get that one in because that one is a timed one as well. But thanks, everybody. Again, Legally Blind Gamer, Rabbit Sponge 21, and Hummus God, your host for tonight. We hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you on Saturday.